Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Game On. This is the Sports Morning Espresso Shot. I'm your host, Will, here from Game On. And joining me today, we got the grass guy. We got Jamie. I'm excited. A special Saturday show for you. I wanted to say real quick before we get to our guests, we hit 25,000 followers on Rumble. We need another round of applause. That is insane. I was going to do a special stream for it yesterday. Got busy with the kiddos, or I got put on dad duty to watch them while they nap, which I wasn't expecting. So I came on and said thank you real quick. But I want to say that is crazy. Thank you for everyone that supports the show, tunes in, hops in the chat, likes the show, shares it out there, all that fun stuff. Really appreciate it. I know Crick does too. We'll talk more about it on Monday. But first, Grass Guy, how you doing this morning?
Not too bad. Hanging in there. Went 3-2 on bets last night, so I was over 500. I can't complain. I got to stay away from the college basketball shit, though. I keep thinking I'm trying to find these under bets, and they're just skying over by 30. It's just ridiculous.
I don't know if it's just bad luck for me, but I've been using that information over on Better Day, and I was looking at okay, this NBA teams are really at home. It tells me that they're good in the first quarter, and then their opponent is bad ATS on the road in the first quarter, saying I've been either figuring out how to either take the spread or take the over-under. I'm pretty much getting everything wrong. You're looking at the data, so I'm like, maybe I'll just say this is what the data tells me and then bet the opposite. I don't know if it's just a bad run or if I just need to flip it. Because if I would have flipped it, I think I would have went 7-1 yesterday.
Yeah, that's the problem. You don't know if it's a bad run or if it's bad information. You gotta. It's too small of a sample size.
That's why I love sports betting, because it gets you into a little mental gymnastic.
Absolutely.
Jamie, how are we doing?
Pretty good. And indeed, cheers for having me on. Excited to be here, and congratulations on your 25,000 subscribers. I remember you back in the days when you had, I think, 4 digits of subscribers. It was somewhere in the thousands. And you've been doing a hell of a job coming here basically every day at 4:30 your time. It's a tremendous effort. So well done.
Thank you. Yeah, I can't. I always say I need to take more time off, and I just can't. I get the itch, even if I'm barely awake, dragging myself in here late. I just got to do it. It's the grind. We've been grinding for a long time on this, but it's fine. It's paying off, and I just enjoy doing it a lot. And I really have no choice. This is the only time I can do it. So I just get my wife. It's she doesn't care how early I start. She's like, why are you still streaming at 7? Why did you need to do a 3-hour stream? And I'm like, I'm sorry. I got up at 4 a.m. to do this. I figured I could go till at least 7, I guess that's what happens.
When kids get up.
Yeah, that's when you have 5 kids, 5 little ones. That's I kind of see her side,
That's rough. That is rough. Listen, when I built my lawn business, I had to work 7 days a week for 3 years because I had to do a full-time job and build up the customer base at the same time. So I know what you're doing. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. My wife used to come with me on weekends and help me do lawns because she got tired of not seeing me. So believe me, I know. I know it, but it's worth it in the end because you'll get there. You're getting there already. So
yeah, I found someone like Crick that would commit to doing the show every day too. So that's rare. Right. It's actually more rare than you think of finding someone that will get up and do the damn thing with you every single day. So shout out to Crick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's got a lot of drive.
Good morning, Caterpillar. 1:30 the middle of the damn night. I know, right? I know. I don't need much sleep. It's only when I drink a bunch the night before, staying up late watching a game or something. Those are the bad days. But
yes, they are.
Well, I have no plans. What do you guys want to talk? I know when you were on with Crick, Jamie, you were talking a lot about Polymarket. Oh, you are speaking my language, because I don't know what it is. I don't think you have to be good at math, but you just have to have a math brain. You know what I mean? You got to be numbers and that kind of stuff. I think 1, that's what attracts you to sports betting, but 2, really like the prediction markets. How are you liking those?
Oh yeah, they're fantastic, and indeed, when I was growing up, I wasn't really too much into betting, but one of the things that you'd always hear over in Ireland is, be very careful if you put money on sports, because the bookies, those damn bookies, they always win, and even if you do string a few wins together, you got lucky. But be very careful, because if you keep on going, the bookies will turn it straight back from you. And you can see how people would take that, because they have the over-round built into the prices. Whenever you get a win, they're always underpaying you to some extent. And Irish bookmakers, it's funny because Irish bookmakers pay all their taxes up front to the government. So you're getting their post-tax odds. So the over-round there, you're looking about 6, 7, 8%. So if you make money out of it, you can keep it, especially if you go in and do everything in cash. Anything you win, you can keep. But the flip side is it's difficult to make that money. And if you do, they have the habit of banning you, as many people have found out the hard way. But offshore prediction or offshore bookies now, they give you smaller overrounds because they're not running all the big shops where you go into, and they don't have the same staff demands. But you're still going to get an overround of maybe 3, 4, 4.5%, 5%. But prediction markets are the big game changer, because you can get that overround down to 1, 2, 0, or even minus 1%, because of the beauty of limit orders. So it's not a game changer. When you have these modern tools at your disposal, you really only need enough of an edge to be deadly. That's why it's such a thing to be involved in.
Yeah, that's starting to over here. They're starting to make noise. I'm seeing more and more articles about sports books are very against these prediction markets, because you got everyone doing prediction markets now. You got like Robinhood doing prediction markets. You got everyone's trying to get in on it now that it's becoming more mainstream over here, and they're talking about the death of sports books over here, which is the sports book's own damn fault. All right, listen, I know it's a business, but like you're saying, those pubs are, they're laying a lot of vig, and I mean that's what a lot of these sportsbook here do, or they try to trick you into these same game parlays, or you hit a same game parlay and you win. Like, you see a guy win $50,000 off an insane touchdown parlay. They pay you out, and then they limit you. You can't bet more than $1 on one of those again, or something like that, or even 10 cents. You can't even get 10 cents down on it, which is insane. So that's their own damn fault, because I mean, at least with the prediction markets, it's peer to peer. The one thing that bugs me about the prediction markets is that there might be something I want to bet, but it's just not liquid enough. But that's rare. But there's take like Stafford to throw 300 yards this week, but there might not be enough liquid in that one. Or there is to get your bet in, but you're not going to be able to like sell out at any point. You're going to have to ride it all the way through. Because that's the one thing I love about the prediction markets. Like, I'm looking at some underdogs in the NFL this week that I just want to get a piece of.
Yeah,
just hope that at some point they take a lead, and then I can just sell out with a profit. How often do you do that, Jamie? Do you how often do you hang on? Do you hang on to your bets mostly all the way through, or are you just looking to get a profit and get out most of the time?
Generally, I hold it all the way through in sports anyway. Certainly in American sports, I'm still very new to American sports. I only restarted watching them less than a year ago. So I generally try not to second guess the live in-game stuff too much. Very occasionally with European football, which is a sport I know happen to be much more confident in. If I see a smack in the face sign that it's time to get out, I will. It's not too often, but sometimes when I'm watching Manchester United, they're 2 goals up and they start sitting back, and I think, oh no, this is only going one way, and then I might decide I'll limit my risk. But generally, live betting is a very different ball game from pre-game betting, and to effectively live bet, you generally want to have a good sense of where the liquidity is going. Essentially, when a goal is scored or a touchdown is scored, or whatever happens to be, there's always going to be people who say, shit, I want out, or, oh, free money. And that's generally going to be your exit liquidity. So just after a team has gone down, you can generally get them at a reasonably decent, cheap price. And that's largely because people want out or people want in. But it's not quite as easy in between.
My favorite thing is if you take a good scoring NBA team, usually they're playing another team, they're down double digits. Usually if they're down around 15 points at half, you'd be surprised how many times those guys come back and at least tie the game up. Don't always win it, but tie it up. So I've been keeping my eye on that going into this season and picking and choosing my spots. It's worked out pretty well.
Yeah, and you had some of that going with Major League Baseball there this past season as well. Yeah, you had a lot of crazy comebacks at very good prices.
What is your favorite American sport that you've started watching, like to watch or to bet?
Well, I do like them all in their own ways. I haven't really got into hockey just yet, but I do like the very chill nature of baseball. But you just can't beat the hype of NFL and college football. It's just another level entirely. It's if college football is the equivalent of your domestic leagues over in European football, NFL is the equivalent of the Champions League. And that's where there's like all the big hype is going to be. And I've had the fortune to be able to watch a couple of American football games over here in Dublin, and it's a fantastic atmosphere. You can't not be hyped for it once you watch the game for a bit.
You should go to an NFL game with actual good teams because we keep sending you guys shit.
This is true too.
Well, on a first pass, we're just glad to have something.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're like, man, maybe they get excited over there when they see like a field goal because they're like, man, that's 3 points. You don't usually in soccer, it takes a long time to get 3 points.
And from what I can tell, the way that the NFL approaches games outside of the USA is different. It tends to have far less in the way of announcements, advertisements, diversions, and so on and so forth. Like I was asking Grok about it, and he's saying that outside of the USA, it tends to be a little bit more purist focused. The ads kind of just blend into the game. So stateside, I'd definitely be prepared for there to be a lot more bombastic lights than I would have seen over here.
Oh, yeah. I think the best international game we've ever had was, I think it was like 4 years ago. We sent the Chiefs and I think it was the Lions. Was it Chiefs Lions? I don't know. Do you remember this grass guy? It was like Mahomes.
I'm trying to remember.
Lions, but it was 54-50 up in Mexico City.
Yes, there was. I don't think it was the Lions, but yes, yeah, I do remember that now.
Maybe it was Chiefs and Rams. I'm just thinking. I think Goff was in it, and maybe he was still with the Rams at that point.
You might be right.
Yeah,
you might be right. Yeah,
Chiefs Rams, and 54-50. That one was a crazy one.
So, Jamie, you said you've been to a couple of these games over there.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
So how's the atmosphere in the crowd? Like, do you get a lot of rowdiness, or are people asking about the rules? Are they sure about all the rules of the game? Like, what's the atmosphere like in those games?
Oh, the atmosphere is very good, like a real party atmosphere. The first game I was to would have been between Kansas State and Iowa State. That would have been the very first game of the college football calendar back in August. I would have gone there with my wife, my brother, and my wife's parents. And the night before, I was out in town, and like there were fans everywhere, and there would have been fans who traveled all the way over from Kansas and Iowa and other parts of the USA as well. There was a really good buzz in town, like bands playing on the streets. And the thing about stadia in Europe, and I do believe there are some stadia in the USA that are like this, but stadia in Europe are built within residential areas. So around the stadium, you're going to have houses where people live, lots of pubs. It tends to be embedded right in the city. So like, of course, you have your tailgating. You don't really need tailgating in a European city or like Dublin, because the pub's just there. You can drop in, knock back a few pints, then you can go into the game and have a few more pints. And then when you're done afterwards, you can just stop off for a few pints on the way home and then get a taxi. So it's very conducive to just a very organic kind of party atmosphere on the street. That would have been the way when in Lansdowne Road, which would have been where the college football game was, and it would have been that way in Croke Park, where the Steelers Vikings game was as well. Like nobody's really too concerned about the rules. I'm sure there were people there who didn't really know the rules, but it's really more. You don't really need to know the rules to have a good time at the game.
That's true. I just wondered how many people actually do know. You know what I mean? Because you do get cheering at certain times where it sounds like they're doing it at the right time, but you just don't know how many people actually know what's going on. You know, and so I just figured you being there, you'd be able to see and at least hear what's going on. You know what I mean? There's some chatter around you. So I just figured I never knew what that was like. You know,
there were a lot of fans from the USA over. Wherever you'd be in the stadium, there would have been fans from America around, and there would have been a fair few Irish people there as well, because the game, it is growing over here. It's like it would have been it would have been harder to get into NFL and college football once upon a time because there wasn't quite the same access to the internet and to international TV. But since everything is on demand now, you can just pull it up easily. So a lot of people have really got into the game, and it can be difficult from a distance because there's a very different rhythm and flow to American sports. It's much more tactical and much more orientated around breaks, whereas European sports are much more. They tend to be more strategy orientated, and they're continuously in play. You got 2 hours, including breaks, and everything happens in that time, and anything could happen in that time. Whereas it's a much more, like, to say that American sports are more stop-start, it would sound a little bit ungenerous, but it has a pace and flow that's very conducive to just relaxing and chilling out. Like my wife loves watching the NFL, by the way, with me on Sunday. She's not really too keen on European football because it's like you're plugged in all the time and anything could happen. But like NFL is just great for just having a beer and just watching the explosive plays and then just chilling during the meantime.
Yeah, we're
go ahead.
We're a little chaotic over here. That's how we won the Revolutionary War. You guys all, the Brits had all this strategy and whatnot, and we just freaking winged it. You never know where a cannonball was coming out of. We just kind of hucked one up in the air and said, "Let's see what happens." Strategy. Throw that out.
Oh man, there are probably more Irish fighting alongside you rather than against you.
It's probably true. Oh, true. What was I gonna say? I was gonna ask you.
There is that big difference though between, like you're saying, with European football and it's everything's happening at once. The clock is always running, and with NFL and college, you're setting up for 7 to 9 seconds of violence at one time, and then it's all the build up after, like the motion, the shifting, everything, the crowd. It's all, you're building yourself for 7 seconds of violence. It's that much different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I also feel like our penalties are pretty
fucking lame.
They're lame, but they're way more subjective, because I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but in European football, there's probably debates on whether there are some, like whether something was a penalty or not. But what does he call it? Like a yellow card or red card, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have those.
Yeah, I feel like I'm sure there's some that people freak out about, but I feel like those are more easy to understand. Like, oh yeah, that was a penalty, than here, where it's like, was that pass interference or not? Like, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
Oh, like clear cut and dry calls is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We do have a video reviewing VAR, it's called, and it's not the most popular all the time, because sometimes a player scores a goal and their left armpit was offside, so the goal gets disallowed. So
just like hockey,
it's been good for getting more precise decisions, but I haven't been so keen on it because there's something to be said for just getting screwed over by a bullshit decision, because everybody wins. Because you got the team that benefits from the bullshit decision, and they get to win, and then you got the team that got screwed over by the bullshit team, and they get to say, "Well, we lost, but we should have won." And that way, everyone goes out saving face. Whereas when everything is just scrutinized relentlessly, then the goal goes in. Oh, you can't celebrate this. It's under review, and then at the end of it, okay, the moment has passed. It's not so great. But it is much easier. It is much easier to get things precisely done because of the penalty. You're looking for contact, physical contact, and as well as that, like, imagine if your penalties, the result of a penalty given in the game was one team has a greater than 50% chance to score a touchdown immediately, and that's why with what you have over here, you have to be very sure about the penalties, because it can swing a game just like that.
Good morning, Mighty Megatron. Good morning, Folsom. Good morning, Boku. Folsom says Americans had the strategy. Actually, we were the ones attacking from the woods, deep grasses, and swamps. That's what I mean. Chaotic. No one was planning for that. We just kind of winged it. All right. We were just like, you know what? Let's go hide in those sticks over there. We'll see what happens. I bet they won't see us coming. We like chaos. We like chaos. Have you dug into that magazine at all?
I have a little bit. I was
a lot of
watching
info, isn't it? It's a lot of
there's ton. It's old school. It's really, really old school. Just being able to take out a magazine and just having like text upon text, stats upon stats. I was watching the Tar Heels during their loss there last week, and I decided I'd pull it up and see what their general preview was for UNC. It was very player heavy. I didn't see any mention of Bill Belichick or Jordan Hudson or any of the other staff there, you know. But it was definitely more statistically heavy than I'd expect. I didn't have a chance to take a look at Penn State's preview. I think that one would have been very interesting given all the trouble they've gone through this season.
Well, let's take a look at Penn State real quick. Let's see what they said.
I'm going to grab a refill real quick there, William.
What's that?
He's going to get a refill.
Okay, awesome. Let's see. Penn State. What page are we on? 88. I guess I could pull up the digital. I have the digital one too, but this will work. There we go. Let's see what he says. We'll summarize the we'll summarize what his last little paragraph is. Penn State opened the 22 season unranked, but went 5-0 and were number 10 in AP. And the Nittany Lions were then run over by a physical Michigan squad. Oh, I remember that one. They beat Minnesota. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Let's get to this year. Went to the semis. This year, they returned by far the most of any of the 4 semifinal teams from last year. This veteran squad is similar to the veteran squad of Michigan in 23 and Ohio State in 24 that won both national titles. They get fellow Big Ten playoff teams from 24 in Oregon and Indiana at home in Happy Valley. And while they do travel to face Ohio State, they could finally break through that roadblock. Penn State has my number 1 rated running back group and number 1 rated O-line and veteran QB Drew Aller. The defense, isn't he out for the season now? I think he is.
Yes.
Yes. Defense has my number 3 D-line, 6 linebackers, 4 DBs. They're a complete team with my number 24 special teams. This looks like a very special veteran team, and Penn State is my pick to win it all this year. Well,
there we go.
You dumbass. God, who didn't see that coming?
Yeah, well, funnily enough, you know who did act as the canary in the coal mine for Penn State? Robert Barnes. Back when he was having those preview streams with cricket, one of his long shot picks was for UCLA to beat Penn State. And his reasoning was that there's not really a quarterback mismatch here. They're both reasonably similar in terms of how they've been this season. So he said that they're in a really live shot of winning, and thus they did. And that was kind of the beginning of the end for Penn State this season.
Yeah, I think Robert's really good at he likes a lot of those underdogs or taking the points, and any sport is just figuring out the spots to do that. But also, I think he had a little Tennessee bias because UCLA's quarterback used to be Tennessee's quarterback. So, but it worked out for him. Yeah, it worked out. I'm looking at my Cougs today. I don't know what you guys think, but I am.
We were talking about that last night. We're talking about.
I'm 100% biased, but I see all these people talking shit about the Cougs. They're like casual people on big national shows and whatnot that are like who? Why does Washington State? I mean, what are they playing for? What do they care? James Madison's playing. They need to put up a lot of points and get style points to get into the playoff and whatnot. What is Washington State playing for? I mean, do they really care? Are they going to be up that they have to travel on the road and whatnot? I'm like, have you seen the Cougs when they travel this year, or at least the last 2 times they went out?
Pretty fucking impressive.
They damn near beat Ole Miss at Ole Miss, and then turned around and almost should have beat Virginia. So I'm thinking about buying. They're at 18 cents right now on Kalshi. I'm thinking about maybe taking a stab at my Cougs, and hopefully they keep it close at halftime. Is what I'm thinking. But it's also my Cougs. We could lose by 50 tonight. I'm fully aware of that.
You haven't been that bad, have you?
We need to win either this game or beat Oregon State next week to go be bowl eligible. It's a classic Coug year, up and down.
Yeah, I just noticed that if you're bullish on them today, you could get them at 16 cents. Yeah, James Madison, obviously very heavy favorites there, and on Polymarket and seeing almost all of the money line action is going on James Madison. Nothing particularly much volume, but who knows? Someone comes in and decides they want to buy 20,000 shares of James Madison. You could get yourself an entry, 16 cents.
I'm telling you,
Right.
If there's ever a spot where people, because who the hell is tuning into the Cougs? You know what I mean? If there's ever a time to be an upset or be closer than people think, this would be the game, because everyone, rightfully so, is overlooking the Cougs. Yeah, we are 5-5 on the season, so we just need to win one more. I'm contemplating. I'm going to the game next weekend. It's in Pullman. Taking on the Beavs to get a little revenge against those Beavs. We will see.
Buku with the super chat there.
I know. Buku. Thank you, Buku, for the $20 Rumble rant. Congrats on the 25K. Remember that number around 600, dude. Those were the days. I remember grinding to 1,000. I was on Rumble back when they had this app. You had to have a second app to upload videos to Rumble, like from your phone. You couldn't just do it from Rumble. You had to go to another app that could upload the video and then put it on your Rumble account. They also used to have this thing, how you got your videos popular was they would call Rumble Battle. So if you uploaded a video, it would go into it. Think of like shorts. It would go into a pool and people would like vote, like click yes or no. It was called Rumble Battles or whatever. And so if you got a bunch of yeses, you'd go up the leaderboard and whatnot, or thumbs up or whatever. Those were back in the Rumble Battles back in the day. Speaking of which, I think, once again, thank you, Buku. Appreciate it. He has, is that Old Dominion in Georgia Southern over 62.5? That's not a bad pick. I like that.
You know, there's some huge tickets on the Cougs, right?
Is there?
Yeah. I'm seeing 10% of the bets and 94% of the money.
Oh, that can't be right. I'd be careful with that. Wait till later.
I'm just letting you know what I'm seeing now, because actually we were discussing it yesterday. Because I think Buku said he was all over Jackson. I'm not sure. Oh no, or maybe it was Old Dominion. I think he said Old Dominion. He'll correct me if he's listening.
Interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting. If that holds and if that's true, that is.
So, what would you do if that much money on that side? Do you walk away from that like cricket does and bet the other side, or do you like those big tickets?
Typically, I like the big tickets. Like when you have an underdog, especially big underdog, and you see big tickets on the underdog. I usually like that. And this one, I'm going to bet no matter what.
Okay.
You know what's crazy, guys? Wow, I didn't even realize it was today. I knew it was coming up. Today's my 5-year anniversary on Rumble. Officially joined November 22nd, 2020.
Wow.
Man, nice. Look at this special stream. I didn't even know it.
Damn it.
5 years.
You're supposed to know things like this.
I looked it up a couple weeks ago, and you think I would be smart and like put a reminder in my phone or something like that, but I don't know why. I don't know why. I think I'm just stubborn, or it's just how I am. It's like I'm like, no, I'll remember it, even though we have all these devices that can help us remember things. I never do.
I do the same shit. I hear you.
I don't know.
Have you been streaming for how much of the 5 years have you been streaming for?
Live streaming. I think I started uploading video. Actually, it wasn't soon after. I have been doing live streams since then. It wasn't until March of 23 that I was it 23? March of 23 when I committed. Yeah, because in summer of 23 is when I moved over here. March of 23 is when I committed to doing a show every morning for at least 5 days a week. And it only took I was in my second week. And I think because of the consistency or whatever, Rumble started putting me up on the top page and whatnot. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, since March of 23 is when I've been doing this show every morning, pretty much.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it's paying off. Sporting, what's up? Good morning.
It will. It will.
You forgot his wedding anniversary.
That's a little bit worse.
You know what's funny is my wife and I both forgot it. Isn't that crazy? I don't know if you guys heard the story.
Nobody can get mad then.
Dude, this is just how you know you have chaos. Well, we had our big Vegas trip coming up like a week after that. So July 12th is our wedding anniversary. But yeah, we just all of a sudden it's July 13th and I look at her and I go, "Holy shit." She goes, "What?" I go, "It was our anniversary yesterday." And she's like, "Huh. Wow."
That's right. I found that out last year. You guys have the same anniversary I do.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so we
found that out last year. I remember that.
We are we just God, I mean, so damn busy with the kids, but we also had that Vegas trip coming up. We're like, "Oh, we'll celebrate it in Vegas." I didn't miss so we got before that was our wedding anniversary. We got legally married the fall before because so in October we got legally married just on paper because for tax purposes, because it really helped me out. And then our wedding was the following summer, and we used the money that I saved in taxes to help pay for the wedding. So I was like, it's a no-brainer. I didn't forget that date this year.
No-brainer, exactly.
Jimmy, I heard you're married too?
Yeah, that's right. Got married last October.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, newlywed. All right.
Derp's here.
Yep.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay, Derp. I'm sorry it didn't go your way. It's okay though. Don't worry about it. It was a hell of a season, man. Hell of a season.
It was. It was.
It sucks when it comes to an end, but hell of a season. What up, Mini Ball? How are we doing? Because I got a 2-unit play on James Madison. Wow.
Yeah, he was saying that last night.
This guy sucks. Holy hell.
Mighty Megatron says marriage. What a bummer. It's not all that bad.
Jay, you don't have Kalshi over there, right, Jamie?
Unfortunately not. It's only available to U.S. citizens right now.
Polymarket.
It was what? Polymarket? That's what it was? That's what you were doing, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's a decentralized.
It's pretty similar, if I remember correctly, right? Futures, stuff like that, similar. Buy low, sell high. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Right. The interface will be different, though, and the resolution methods will be different as well. It has this thing called UMA, where basically the people who were involved in the market then vote on it with money. And 99% of the time it works out, but occasionally you have absolute madness, like during the summertime when the Houston Astros beat the LA Dodgers, 17-0, 17-1, something like that. And someone just came in and resolved in favor of the Dodgers. So it was a whole big scandal. And from what I remember, Polymarket, they refunded, they gave the relevant money that those who bet on the Astros were owed. And I'm not sure if they were able to recover any of the money that had gone out to the Dodgers holder, especially the one who was involved in resolving in favor of the Dodgers.
Wow.
What up, C. Wright? Good morning. YouTube's back to doing those things where they use the actual ats. You can't see the names. It's just your handle. But thank you, C. Wright. Thank you. Where was I going to go with that? What were we doing? We're all over the place this morning, and I love it because it's kind of how we do the show every morning. There was something I was going to ask you, Jamie. What was it? Do you? So for me, I've noticed, especially in prediction market, I would be so much better off if I didn't bet like the day-to-day, the week-to-week games. But I will never not do that because I'm a degenerate and it's so much more fun to have money on a game and whatnot. Yep. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. That's the other thing I disagreed with you on Cricket Show. You're talking about you don't always have to have money on it. You could just sit back and enjoy a game. And I'm like, no, I can't. I gotta have $5 on it. I gotta have someone to score a touchdown or something. You know what I mean? That's what gets
thought
me.
of you when we were talking about that.
yeah. I'm like, no, I need action on it. That's what keeps me focused on it. But
I don't blame you.
I'm so much better at futures, especially if then. And if I would like, for example, this last baseball season, I had when Cal Riley was starting to gain some momentum. I got him at 8 cents to win the MVP. And then when in the summertime, when Judge went down for a couple weeks and he shot up past 50 cents, I think I sold out of my position at 56 cents for Cal Riley to win the MVP. And then I was looking at the numbers and I'm like, well, Cal Riley, the only thing he's beaten Judge in is home runs. Like the other stats, he blows. Judge is blowing him out of the water. And I'm like, this is a huge overreaction. Judge isn't supposed to be out long. It was like a 10-day stint. I'm like, that's not going to sway people to not vote for him. I go, if he comes back and continues his he actually improved his pace, but continues his pace, Judge should win MVP. So I ended up buying back in on Judge at 40 cents. Things like that. I don't know why. I'm good at seeing the value. They don't always work out, but I'm better at seeing the value. So I wanted to ask you, do you do a lot of futures as well, or are you just getting used to these sports still and just kind of going with what Robert says or whatnot when it comes to futures?
So far, it's mainly going with the sports picks, official picks for futures. Certainly in American sports, with the European sports like football, I do tend to I kind of see who do I anticipate is going to do better over the course of the season. So I do like to take out a few spots there. Like there are certain teams where you just know they're going to get to the quarterfinals of the Champions League and then they're going to lose in a very comical fashion. So very obvious kind of sell-off points. But most of my future stuff is actually political betting. For the Irish presidential election, I would have started by positions back 7 or 8 months before the election was held.
Okay.
Yeah, because there are crazy margins we got in political betting.
Political picks?
Like for the presidential election over here, I did a full deep dive back in March, and there were basically 3 candidates who I thought, if any of these run, they're going to be well within the running. 2 of them didn't, 1 of them did, and the one who ran ended up winning.
Damn. Nice.
All right.
Good morning, Leslie. 25K crew, that's right. And I just realized this morning, it's my 5-year Rumble anniversary. I'm going live later today, so that's going to be the title. A little spoiler for you guys.
There is a little there is a little edge I wanted to call out from earlier on in the week. The game between the Bills and the Texans. One of the things that I've noticed is that when you're betting on these games with spread lines, the betting action tends to orientate around one of those lines, normally the one that's closest to the one quoted in the bookmaker. But I saw something very interesting for the Bills-Texans game, and that's that there was a lot of action coming in on the Texans plus 3.5 spread. And to the extent that you're seeing a lot of people buying the Bills minus 3.5 at 60 cents, which implies you get it at 40 cents on either side. And on Kalshi, you could actually get that just market buy outright, Texans plus 3.5 at 40 cents, while the money line was trading like 30 cents for Texans to win. And the plus 6.5 would be the dominant spread, 6.5. So yeah, I ended up getting filled in that at like 40 cents. And obviously there's a risk that they covered the general spread, but they don't cover that. But of course they ended up winning it. And that's one of the reasons why I'm not afraid of taking the alt lines, even the really, really ugly looking ones, because it's not so much about the line itself. It's about what price you're getting for it relative to the probability of it succeeding.
Yeah, I like looking at those. I like looking at because you're right. Like if the main line is like 7.5, you can look at the 8.5, the 9.5, and there might be value on just moving over a point or something like that. Like it might cost you a cent, but if you do the math, you're like, well, mathematically moving through this number should be more expensive than what the market is showing right now. The only thing I dislike about that, at least on Kalshi, is like I was saying earlier, it's hard to sell out of a lot of those positions if you want to sell out. Like me, I'm always looking to just if there's a spot where I can take a profit because I've been burned by. I mean, hell, we saw the Broncos come back down 30 in the fourth quarter of this year. You know what I mean? Like I am one that like, I'm comfortable with the profit I got. I will cash out and just not risk it. But yeah, it's hard to cash out in some of those. But if you plan on riding it all the way through, then yeah, absolutely. Definitely shop around and look at it. Sporting said, who's going to be LSU's next head coach? Put 2 units on the no on Lane Kiffin. I think that was a good bet right there. He might take the LSU job, but I think betting the no has good value.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of taking his couple weeks of fame, enjoying the
I don't know
spot.
how many during the week games you've watched, Jamie. I don't know if you noticed a pattern. A lot of the underdogs have been either covering or winning outright on those weird during the week games. They just don't run the same as the NFL. Will can back me up on that. It's just they weird outcomes. Things you don't think are going to happen do happen. It's very weird on those Thursday games. Some Monday night games too, but it's been very weird that way.
I
Everything's
have
going
noticed
towards
that,
the
yeah.
Texans. Everybody's
Especially this late in the season.
Josh Allen's 8-0 on Thursday nights. So what? Did you look into the last time these two teams played? Like, he got his ass kicked, and it was worse the other night. Like, you gotta be able to find those spots, and definitely in the NFL there are certain matchups where you can just see it and look at it and go, that's not right. That doesn't look right, and you'll know right off the bat.
Yeah, I did notice that developing over the past number of weeks. I haven't really been able to catch those Monday night and Thursday night games because I've been doing an earlier schedule into work. So I just have to go to sleep early and I miss a game. But I remember waking up there on Friday morning and I took a look at the score and I saw it was a 4-point difference. I thought, fuck, I lost by the hook. And then I looked, it was actually the Texans who had won. So that was a pleasant surprise. But indeed, yes, whenever you hear narratives around such and such, like Josh Allen is 8-0 on the Thursdays, like those narratives are going to be the basis for a lot of people to bet. And those narratives are going to be your entry and exit liquidity.
My favorite is seeing those kind of stats, the 8-0, and then I see Book It with Trent say the Bills are a mortal mega max. And those are usually good fade spots when he puts out a mortal mega max. He loses those. He had a crazy run where he lost like 15 in a row. It was insane.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I would have gave up at that point. But and then we usually when we see value like that on a home dog and stuff like you want to sprinkle the money line too, just in case, like what happened on Thursday. Like you said, you thought you lost by the hook and the Texans actually ended up winning. You definitely want to sprinkle some money line action when you see things like that, even if it's just a little bit.
Especially this.
Yeah, it reduces the variance a bit. Yeah.
You know what I love? I love all the different things you can bet on over on these prediction markets too. They're starting to open it up more with like who's gonna score a touch. That was the one thing that in sport with sports books that I hated. It's like you can bet like a plus, or you can bet like a running back to score a touchdown at like minus 125. But I'm like, I want to take the no at plus money. And now you can do it. I had Josh Allen at plus 110. I had him at roughly plus 110, but I had him at 48 cents to not run one in.
That's a great bet against that defense. It's a great bet.
Well, then he just ran 3 in on Sunday.
Well, that's true too.
Road, and I'm like, everyone and their mother's
hard to repeat that.
And I was hearing a bunch of shows I was listening to. They were like, in my same game parlay, and they all threw in Josh Allen to run one in and whatnot. And I'm like, probably good value if I can get plus money on it for him not to do it.
Yeah, classic fade the public spot.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, you see this crazy story? I want to talk about this. Let me pull it up. The Niners and Brandon Ayuk.
I was reading that last night.
They voided. I mean, I thought it was crazy that he's not back. Like, I don't understand Ayuk's deal here. Like, I understand he tore his ACL. He got paid. He tore his ACL last year, but he should be back by now. And the fact that he's not, and he's not showing up to meetings, he's not even talking with the team. The Niners are like, you know what? We're done with this. We're going to avoid his guarantees and basically void his contract for next season and whatnot. I don't understand this. Like, Ayuk, you got paid. Why are you not like wanting to show up and work now? I mean, you basically got paid. He got 24 last year and 24 this year guaranteed. You got 48 million and you haven't played at all.
We don't know what happens behind the scenes, obviously, but there has to be something going on, whether it's internal in the locker room or higher ups. Who knows? But like you said, to be healthy and that guy's been happy on that team, and they've had good success with him. Why there has to be something internal for him not to be there? Like you said, he's getting paid plenty enough money, and they have a good team, they have a good roster. Something's wrong. Something's definitely wrong.
Yeah, he's attended workouts, he's done his rehab, but he hasn't been at practice or with the media or around the locker room. I want to know, like, like you said, what's going on internally? Because it's not like the Niners can't use them right now. They would love to have a star wide receiver come back.
Exactly.
That's interesting. So we'll see how this develops. But it looks like Ayuk isn't going to play for the Niners this season, which is kind of sucks for some of my Niners Super Bowl futures, because it would be sweet to have him back for a Super Bowl run. But I wonder where he goes next year. You think it? Why would anyone want to take? Well, I shouldn't say that. There's a bunch of dumb teams out there. The Browns, Buku's Browns will probably say, "Yeah, we'll take Ayuk." But I don't know who would want to take a chance on this guy, because he seems to be a head case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see. Jamie, do you follow a lot of these stories, or are you just kind of like still learning, like just the basics of the NFL?
Still learning the job. Basically, I listen to this show, Morning Espresso Shot, and Crick's Corner when I can, and whenever Barnes is on to review the games, and I occasionally listen to a bit of Krakenberger, and there was a deep dive on the Texans Bills game that I was listening to there during the week. Can't remember who did it, but I believe it was some former manager anyway.
Yeah. Yes, Sophia Jack. I'm reading your chat. Good morning. How you doing? Glad to have you here. Yeah. I saw that this morning. I'm like, I can't believe it. What other news do we have going on in the sports world? I always like to this is why I retweet a bunch of random shit, because it helps me remember in the mornings like what I wanted to talk about. Rumble added to their Rumble wallet. I guess that's a thing now. That's cool. I want to see. Can you tip?
They did?
See. Yeah. Let me see. I don't know if it's on everyone's account yet, but I was looking at, Rick was talking about this. They were Viva brought it up yesterday. They did it live. I know Lumpy Potato was doing it. But yeah, all users of Rumble Wallet have their main wallet address. As a creator, you can optionally turn on a separate wallet address. Okay. But yeah, the Rumble wallet is rolling out, and it will definitely be official for everyone next month, which is pretty cool. So those of you don't know what the Rumble wallet is, it's basically you could tip creators now with crypto, which is awesome, because one, you can send crypto and everyone can use that, but two, there's no like funny business. There's no like, I don't know if you guys have been seeing this. This has been a deal. A guy I follow, Camelot, he's been having an issue with YouTube. He's a pretty big creator over there, but people have been doing chargebacks up to like 4 months back with their credit card. And so he is just losing like thousands of dollars a day because people are charging back super chats that they sent like 4 months in the past, which is insane.
How do you do that?
I don't know. I didn't even know that was a thing. But yeah, and YouTube's handling it by like, oh, well, they charged it back, so we're gonna take it from you, which is dumb. And two, YouTube takes 30%. And I don't think they're calculating that in when they do the chargeback thing. But yeah, it's a big deal with him. This Rumble wallet, you can't do that. Like once it's sent, which is pretty cool. So just another tool for content creators, and just another thing with Rumble separating themselves from these other platforms. But we'll follow this. We'll see what's going on with it. Rumble, how to get started. Oh, you can set up your, okay. I think I got to set it up. I just clicked the little link. We'll do that later. Looks like we get Jameis Winston again this year, or this weekend. Did you see that, Grass Guy?
Why would they bring Jackson Dart back out? There's no reason.
I think that he needs to. Okay, I want to ask you, do you think he should play the rest of this year?
Yeah, I think he should play. Yes, he do.
I do too. I think it's important to get the reps. He's young. He needs the reps. I think what you do is you hear me out on this. You coach him. You coach him. How about let's try coaching him not to take these unnecessary hits. Weird concept, I know, but I think that's what the Giants should try to do. Their coaching staff, teach them like, hey, we don't want you to not run. Because remember Josh Allen's second year, Josh Allen's first year, he ran like crazy, and they're like, oh my God, this guy's great. They're like, this guy's going to die if we keep doing this.
Yep.
And then they like scaled it back like too much to where he wasn't running when he should have been running. And so, you had to find that happy medium. And I think that's exactly what they're going to do with Jackson Dart. It's like, we're not saying not to run, but like, don't put your shoulder down every single time you run the ball.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, the last couple times he did, it was 3rd and whatever, and he needed 3 more yards, so he didn't go down. He tried to get it, and he got creamed on both of those hits. I mean, what are you going to do? Do you stretch for the first down, or do you risk your fucking possible franchise quarterback? It's just. But you're right.
But
they need to not do that.
You need the reps out there. For
They
sure.
need the reps. Did you see what Scottaboo did?
Oh yeah, he went something with some WWE stuff, right?
Yeah. The guy's got they just put his freaking leg back together, and he's out there in the front row of getting shoved around by wrestlers. Like, what the fuck are we doing? He's going to be the guy that's going to let New York eat him up, I think.
I think
being involved in all that
I
shit.
know a lot of
he's going to
people
get all caught up in that crap.
I know a lot of people are freaking out about that, but I don't think he would have done something that would have jeopardized. Like, I don't think his leg was compromised or in a bad position. I don't think he would do that. Who knows though? He's an insane person. Dude hits his head against a wall.
That's what I mean. He went out and got grills. Like, what are we doing? Everything's going a little too quick here, and now he's involved in WWE shit. What's next?
He has a bit of that Scandinavian insanity, all right.
He knows.
This was my favorite photo from yesterday, by the way. Right here. Josh Allen on Thursday night. That's Book It with Trent, by the way.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
awesome.
great.
Did NC State end up winning outright last night?
Yeah, they did.
See, there's another one.
Mm-hmm.
Home dog had no business winning.
Yeah, they became bowl eligible too.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. You want to talk about any games today? Do you like?
I was just about to say, do you guys want to talk? Jamie, what games do you want to talk about?
Okay, there's one of interest. That was SMU, and they are against Louisville.
Oh, I like that.
Are we in college football? Is that where we're talking college football? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed the line there was minus 2.5. Barnes was keen on it. Cricket was keen on it. And I was even trying to get an entry of minus 2.5, but then the line moved, and now it's up at minus 3.5. So I'm not really sure if there's
funny you say that because I have a power ranking saying that Louisville should be plus 2.5.
Okay.
84% of the money on SMU, huh? Here's what I'll be looking at.
I just say Louisville is not the team they were a month ago.
No, but what I'll be looking at for this game is if Louisville is down a couple scores, they do have the offensive power to come back. They would be a good team to keep an eye on and sprinkle a little bit like a live bet if they're down 10 or something at halftime, because this team is so roller coaster, man. They could be up a lot and lose it. They could be down and come firing. What were they? They were down like 18 or something early on in one of their games like a month ago, and then they came back and ended up winning outright. So they do have the offensive firepower to get back into games. SMU is really good though too, so should be a fun game.
They are.
Yeah, interesting. So potentially then enter SMU money line and then look to take the other side in Louisville if they go down by a lot.
Yeah, I mean, if it's
what kind of odds you getting on the money line?
Money line SMU market value is currently 63 cents. Probably get filled in 62 if I'm patient. And then Louisville are currently you could get filled in 37 with them right now, but if they go down, they'll probably go down below 20 anyway.
Yeah, it might be a good spot,
I guess, for a money line.
Yeah, it might be a good spot to take a look at them. Who knows? They could just shit the bed too today. I know everyone's going to be rooting for the committee's rooting for Virginia Tech to upset Miami today. That way they don't have to deal with this Miami.
They can't put Miami in the playoff. That's bullshit. They can't.
I agree.
I think they're going to lose the Pitt next week anyway.
I don't think Miami deserves to be in, but listen. It's gonna be a fun watching the debate of why Miami isn't ahead of Notre Dame when they beat Notre Dame and they have the same record.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a fun debate. What up, J Main?
Oh,
Congrats
shit,
on the
there it is.
25K. Thank you, sir. Thank you. How you doing this morning?
So
Yeah,
in terms of the
Mighty
money
Megatron.
line, Jamie, I'm looking here, and it looked like last night they had SMU at -2.5, and it's steadily going up with the money. So there's no reverse line movement or anything like that. So it looks like they're pretty on target with the line movement and the money.
Yeah, Mighty
I
Megatron. I
see.
got eliminated last night from NBA Survivor. I got too cute. Yeah. Speaking of which, you guys were talking about that game. We were talking about it. That crazy total in that game.
Yeah.
Anyways, I ended up going with the Bulls. But it didn't matter because even if I didn't pick the Bulls, I was going to pick the Celtics. They were only the other team that was a huge favorite to win outright, and they lost to the Nets, dude. How embarrassing! They were home. It's an NBA Cup game. They were like minus 1,100 on the money line, and they lost outright to the Nets. That's embarrassing, man.
The Nets have to win a few games. They're gonna.
But NBA Cup game and you're home. But you know what? You know
I
that means
no, I agree. This is a bad spot for them to win, without a doubt.
You know what that means, though. System play. Remember when the Celtics lose?
Yeah, whoever they're playing is team total under.
Yep.
I don't think that worked so far this year.
It has.
It has? Because I know they're not the same defensive team with what's-his-name being out.
Yeah, but I looked into the numbers, and it actually has. I think it's hitting at like a 75% rate.
Oh, fuck. Then we're in. We're doing it.
We're in. This I want to talk about. So we were talking about this Heat and Bulls game. They set the total at this thing at 249.5, and it landed on 250.
Yep. Saw that.
That is, you want to know? I was watching. I was keeping in on this game. I keep an eye on it, and I'm like, oh, this thing's going to go way under. I'm like, oh, man, maybe Crick was right. Stay away from that one. They put up 73 points in the fourth quarter to get this thing to go over.
Oh, my God.
Game. In a game that wasn't close. This is why I hate the NBA because and I hate betting totals in the NBA because you can be way under, and then all of a sudden there's ridiculous scoring that happens in the fourth quarter.
Usually when the game's out of hand, you don't see that.
No under is safe, man. No under is safe. That's why I'm like, I'm either betting, especially early in the season, I'm either betting over or I'm passing.
Yeah.
So I will feel like a dumbass if I take an under 249.5, and that thing goes over by half a point.
I agree. Did you have any other questions about SMU, Jamie?
No, not so far. That deals with it for now.
Any other games?
Yeah, I do have another couple that I was looking at here.
Nuggets beat the Rockets. Look at that.
I know.
What a stud. I knew it.
Temple.
I'm such a pussy.
Temple.
I wanted to beat the Blazers last night, and I didn't.
Oh, yeah, Temple Tulane. Okay. What are your thoughts on that?
I haven't really looked at it properly so far, but it was one of the notable ones that's highlighted in Sports Picks. So I just want to be curious to deep dive a little bit more into.
What is he on that one?
Temple. It's 5%.
So we have Temple and Tulane. This weirds me out. You got 65% of the bets and 95% of the money on Temple.
I think,
but the line's moving the wrong way.
Yeah, I think some of those are not enough liquid on it. I don't know. I wouldn't look at the 95% and think that's accurate. But
okay. Well, it says it opened at 6.5, and now it's 9.5. So why would, if there's that much money on it, wouldn't it go the other way?
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes actions numbers aren't exactly accurate, especially this.
I don't think they can be because we have these discrepancies sometimes.
I mean, we see those ones that have like 99% of the money on one side. I'm like, that's probably not correct.
Right.
I can look. That's why I like to look.
Yeah, you'll see. Like if you just pull up the totals on action, you'll see that everything is 70 to 90% money on the over and sharp action on the under. It's almost every game shows the same exact layout. It's like they're trying to. It's just like they're trying to bait you into a pattern or something.
I've got.
You know what I mean?
According to the Vegas books, like the Vegas casinos, they've got 71% of it on Temple. That sounds more accurate.
Yeah, that does sound more accurate, but it still shouldn't be moving that way.
Yeah, I've been studying. I like to study other handicappers and whatnot, and especially good ones like Robert Barnes. When I asked you what he was on, I could have told you he was going to be on Temple because I've studied Barnes. So I'm like, Barnes is going to be on the dog here. I didn't know what the line was or anything like that, but I'm like, Temple should be a dog at home. I could, I should have guessed and just been like, he's on Temple, isn't he?
Yeah, probably. You know, this has it moving the opposite way. They had a plus 9.5 last night, and now it's at plus 8.5. So this one's saying it's actually moving down. It's
kind of a boring week in college football. You know,
well,
like a
couple of these major teams are playing these stupid cupcake games in between.
Well, yeah, I mean that's just how the schedule worked out.
Yeah, but you're supposed to play them in the beginning of the season, not the day before, not the week before rivalry week.
I think that's why they do it. Like
a playing Samford or whoever the fuck they're playing. That shouldn't be happening now.
That's Texas A&M playing Samford.
That should be a week 1 or 2 game.
Dude, I'm thinking about laying the 54.5 in that. You have one of the worst FCS teams. They're 1-10 in FCS.
I know.
They're going against an undefeated A&M.
That could be 49-0 at halftime.
It should be.
It could be.
If you can bet the exact score, I would bet that for a halftime. I guess we do have Oklahoma and Missouri today. Miami and Virginia Tech will probably be gross.
I think that line moved out, I think.
What are you guys thinking for Oregon USC? I'm Oregon
biased.
All
the way. I'm on the Ducks.
What about you, Jamie?
I don't really have an opinion on that one. I haven't watched either of those teams play yet.
Take the Ducks. They're at home.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to show out against USC
on the road. Well, you know, everyone's talking about Oregon doesn't have any top 25 wins, and yet they're ranked where they're ranked and whatnot. So they need to go out and they need to put on a show today. They need to give the committee some ammunition to keep keeping them up there. In the
game days there, aren't they?
Probably. I don't know, but that would be the game this week.
They are. I was watching McAfee yesterday. I think they are.
Oh, God. Let me see if I can find McAfee clips. We'll see if we can find him.
He's awesome. I love that guy.
Oh. What other games are you looking at today, Jamie? Are you just betting like college football right now? Do you do any NBA or anything like that?
I have been tailing Cricket's picks and the ones that Ghost puts out.
Ghost has been killing it.
Ghost,
yeah, he's been doing a hell of a job.
Yeah.
Ghost, shout out to Ghost. He's been crushing it.
He knows his shit.
Yeah. So I've been tailing some of those. Like my general premise when it comes to tailing, the way things are at the moment is that like you have someone like Cricket, like he's a smart guy. He's got a lot of experience in this, and he actually quotes you the prices that he's getting in at. And I'm looking at those and I'm thinking, well, if he even has a little bit of an edge, which I'm very certain that he does have an edge, then if I can get a few cents lower on all those picks, then I'm at least going to give myself some good wriggle room, a good buffer, even if there's a bad run.
You want a guaranteed winner?
A guaranteed winner sounds good.
Anytime I'm on a college basketball side, take the opposite. Okay, if I tell you I'm going to bet a college basketball game, go ahead, take the opposite.
Just fucking
side.
faded.
Nice.
You're gonna win.
Nice.
All right, I can't figure this shit out. I'm only good when March Madness comes around. As Cricket was telling you, when I first got into Kalshi was around March Madness time, and oh my god, I love Kalshi because, and this is when Kalshi didn't have that many options either. They've come a long way. Like they barely had Super Bowl stuff up. And then look how far they've come now. But March Madness is a great time because of all the chaos, upsets, spread lines that don't get covered. I love March Madness.
Yeah, I'm excited for it too. I would have got onto Poly Market back during the US presidential election there last year.
Mm-hmm.
And it was shortly afterwards when I joined Sports Picks. And when I started out there, I was mainly looking at Bet Online for a lot of the lines. But there were some options here and there on Poly Market for betting on some of the picks. And I noticed very quickly that you could easily get better options there if you knew where to place your orders. NFL had spread lines, but it was kind of funny because they'd have one big page and every single fixture would have its own separate spread line. and they were illiquid as hell. You basically couldn't get anything. And then when the game starts, boom, they just clean out all the order books. So good luck getting in or out then. March Madness, it was all just money line, but I was looking at taking money line wherever I could. And afterwards, I was thinking to myself, like this is how March Madness was this year with just money lines. Imagine next year all the extra value you can have if you could bet on all of the spreads as well. And indeed, over the course of the last number of months, later on the MLB season, they added the run lines, the totals, and so on and so forth. And they actually added the spreads for NBA postseason. That's when I first saw that they were taking this stuff seriously. Because I would be following the postseason, and I'll be putting orders on different spreads and seeing which of them will get filled. And I remember during the final, I saw something absolutely crazy because you had the Thunder on the money line against the Pacers. They're about 69 cents or something, amazing number. And then I saw the Thunder plus 1.5 was trading at maybe 67 cents or something. Like they were literally, someone was willing to sell you the Thunder plus 1.5 for cheaper than the money line. And I thought, how is this real? So I basically hammered that as much as I could, Thunder plus 1.5, and then taking Pacers on the other side. Now, the futures I had was for the Thunder to win outright, but I was thinking, please let them lose by 1 point. Please let it be a bullshit last-minute goal from or shot from the Pacers to win by 1 point, because that would have been the most epic middle that I've ever had the chance to do. But I went to bed and I was going to go out and watch the game. Then I fell asleep and I woke up and I saw that the Thunder won by a mile.
Yeah.
So that works too.
I usually panic when I see something that seems too good to be true. I'm like, what does someone know that I don't know? And I'm like looking and I'm like, is this right? I can't wait for the Super Bowl this year because of I bet you Kalshi's going to have and Polymark are going to have ridiculous props. Like, I don't know if you know this, Jamie. Yeah. Do you guys have a bunch? I'm sure the Super Bowl is big over there to bet too, right?
Not really. Like one of my friends' brothers likes to bet on the length of the national anthem and stuff like that. He missed it by like a fraction of a second this year. But believe it or not, at the Super Bowl, of course, it is a big deal. I love to watch it. But there was a night in 2007 when there were more people at a regional Gaelic football match between Dublin's and some other county I can't remember than were actually at the Super Bowl. Like the Super Bowl, it's only really recently become bigger over here, and it's still competing with a lot of different sports.
Yeah, there's a ton of props, like just insane. There's over 1,000 props on any given sports book for it. So you have people outside the stadium on practice day trying to listen in and time the national anthem and shit like that.
Yeah, that's right.
I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah. Jamie, have you ever been to Vegas?
No, I haven't.
If you ever do in your life and you get a chance, you should go during the first weekend of March Madness. That is when Vegas is the most insane for like a sports bettor. It's crazy. Speaking of crazy, look at this. Could you imagine you're in an F1 race and you just got the sphere here?
What the hell?
What the
How's
fuck?
that not distracting?
That's real. It's not AI.
No, that's in Vegas. They have that sphere is insane.
Yes.
When I was down there this summer, it's pretty sweet. But yeah, the sphere does a lot of crazy things like that.
Can
you imagine just racing?
Yeah, no.
And
that's a major distraction. I couldn't do it.
That'd be cool to go to one of those. What do they call it? Races, I guess. Go to one of those races.
Yeah, I've been to. So when I lived in Florida, they had a Grand Prix in St. Petersburg, and it was in the town. Yeah, my son was, I think, 11 at the time, and he fucking loved it. So you're standing there, you just look at the restaurants and people sitting up on top of the apartments in the restaurants just watching these things go by. And even though you have earplugs in, if you're that close to those Indy cars, that shit still hurts. It is that loud. When they open those cars up, holy shit. And Danica Packard was such a bitch. They had her car up on blocks after practice, and she's screaming at the race team. My son's looking at me like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "That's how pretty women are, dude."
Let me let you in on a little secret, son.
Yeah, that 5'1" friggin' broad over there is don't mess with her.
Yeah. What else have we got today? What do we got? Let's see.
I think this should be Jamie's thing, man. He should ask questions. What he wants to know.
Yeah.
Different
There
sports,
actually is
or if you want to look at lines or whatever you want, man.
There is one line I would like to look at today, and that is
Talk to
the
me.
one between the Michigan State Spartans and the Iowa Hawkeyes. That's up
Okay.
at a plus 17.5 at the moment.
Yeah.
Now, there was a comment over at, on Sports Picks where someone was saying that he wasn't really giving Michigan much chance against Iowa. He's saying that Iowa, they absolutely blew out Wisconsin and Minnesota. So I wonder what do you guys think of that one?
They have a top tier defense, especially at home. You might want to look at Michigan State to see what their team total is and maybe go under that, because they are a terrible offensive team. Sorry, Buku. And Iowa is really tough at home. Right now, I'm seeing this makes no sense either. Will, pull up your thing, because this is saying 46% of the bets and 93% of the money is on Michigan State. That can't be right.
I would take
That just seems
Iowa game.
way
I know
off.
Iowa's tough at home, but like Iowa, when do they get margin on anyone? It's always a gross game. Let me see what they have over here on Vegas. If you're looking for an underdog,
like you said, they handled what's her name pretty good last week. So I mean, they can, against a bad offensive team, they're good. It could be a 17-3 game.
Yeah, but that'd cover.
Yeah.
That would cover. Let me see.
What are you seeing on your end, Will?
I'm looking. They don't have these things in freaking order.
I just lost the game because it just glitched on me. I want to see what the total is in that game.
It looks like they have
It's early 40s, I believe.
I got cash and tickets.
42.5. That seems high.
Yeah,
for an Iowa game, it seems high. The sharp action
I'm
on the
seeing
under
79 in Vegas. The Vegas book, 79% of the tickets, 74% of the money is on Iowa laying the points.
Okay. See, that's different from what I'm seeing here. But obviously, I mean, most of the stuff on action is people who are betting on this site. That's where they're getting these numbers from, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, you can actually go see where they pull the different numbers from on action, but it's in the sample size. It's usually like 10,000 people, but like over at pregame.com, this is literally pulling from all the casinos in Vegas.
Okay.
So you get a better feel of
what's the name of that again?
Pregame.com.
Okay.
It's right here. I listen to these guys' podcasts and whatnot, but I've been following these guys for a decade now. They're good stuff. But if you go to their game center right here, so here's a homepage and whatnot, and it might surprise you. I'm in a bunch of free contests over there as well.
No, not you.
Look at that. Look at that. What does that say? Number 2, second place, baby.
Number 2.
Let's go. You go to the game center and you can go right here and you can pick your sport and whatnot that you want to follow. But
well, shit. All right.
They have, and this is all free. So they'll tell you the cash, the tickets. They'll have the over, under, and whatnot on here as well.
Now that gives me something to compare action to. I like that.
Yeah, it's a little hard to read it until you get used to it. But
right.
Yeah, it's another resource I use. Another dog I'm looking at for today, if you guys are interested. I mean, you can get at 25 cents right now.
Here we go.
Texas. What do you think about that, guys?
I don't know.
I think they can keep. Thank
You're
you,
not
Miss.
wrong.
Thank you. She says,
You're
"Happy
not wrong. They probably could. I just don't know. I don't like it.
Which game is this? Which Texas?
University of Texas, Arkansas at Texas.
All right.
We haven't seen it is at 3:30 Eastern.
Okay.
We haven't seen Texas, like the theory was about Texas, you can't run on them, which I agree with. But I don't think we've really seen a team attack them on the ground of late. And Arkansas is a run first type of team.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of those ones that, like, if you're looking at a dog, I don't know if they pull it off.
There's sharp action and sharp action, big tickets on Arkansas.
Yeah, I just keep an eye on that. Tuck that one away. Save that for a rainy day.
You think Texas is looking ahead?
I don't know what Texas is doing.
I don't either.
I don't fucking know. There is a theory I heard someone say, maybe Texas, now that they know, hey, we've got 3 losses, all we can do is just win. Let's not overthink. Let's just go play football, handle our business. If we get in, we get in. But I don't know. Or maybe, the other thing is maybe they're a little defeated. Maybe they're like, our playoff hopes are gone.
Could be.
I couldn't see them though, not showing up. But it's college football. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they'll lay down at home, but
probably not. A couple of other games today. Let's see.
I like Utah over K-State big time.
Utah.
I think they might boat race them.
Kansas State.
Yeah, at Kansas State. Yeah.
Yeah. Geez, I still remember finding out that
I know it's a lot of
the
points
father
on
and
the
the
road,
brother,
but
the father and the brother of the quarterback got into a fight outside the stadium over here.
that's right. Yep. That's right.
Yeah. I wasn't there at the time, but I would have been around that spot on the way out.
J-Main likes the Hornets in the NBA today, or likes the Clippers in the NBA today.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't. The Clippers are so bad right now. I don't know.
They are.
I mean, it's probably a good side, but what do you think happens in that Tennessee-Florida game? Down in the swamp?
Well, they haven't won there in 20-something years, apparently. I just found that out
in
the
the
other
swamp
day from cricket. Yep.
In the swamp. Oh.
They haven't won there since the early 2000s, apparently. I think it was 2001, cricket said.
It is a strange
And
place.
He said last night he changed his mind. He went and put like a 5-unit play on Tennessee. He said that from what he's seen in some late line movement, he said he thinks if they're ever going to beat them, it's going to be this year. I can see it happening too. I mean, Florida had a really tough schedule. They had a very physical schedule this year. They had some tough teams. They got to be tired by now. They got to be.
I don't know, man. That's
hard hitting games.
Watching them at home, man, they looked like a completely different team.
They do. It's a bit crazy atmosphere, ain't it?
It is. It was pretty cool. I can't believe an SEC team has that shitty of a jumbotron, though. Like the Cougs have a better jumbotron.
Look where the fuck you're at. You're in North Central Florida. What do you expect?
I'm sorry, get a jumbotron that's not from the 90s. You're in the SEC, my friend. You won some national championships since the 90s. I think you could upgrade. Like Jesus, and there's only one.
I know that is weird. That is weird.
It's crazy.
You would expect more from that school.
Yeah. My gut instinct on this is that line seems too short. Tennessee only laying 3.5 on the road. That would make me look at Florida.
It is a little scary. I thought it went to 4. Maybe it didn't.
Well, I'm just looking at ESPN. Maybe it did go to 4. ESPN says minus 3.5. I want to see what's going on in the association today. Do we got any NBA games?
There's a lot of money. There's a lot of money on the Gators.
Yeah, Gators at home, man. I don't know.
I'm not going to touch it.
Oh, you know what's
I'm gonna call my family after the Buckeyes Rutgers game and say, I'm sorry, Rutgers sucks. Fuck off.
Another fishy game is the Knicks and the Magic. The Knicks are only laying 1.5 against the Magic. That seems like a weird spread to me.
Yeah, it's probably too early to see if people are sitting, right?
Yeah, that's another thing that sucks about the NBA. How is it watching American
bullshit?
How is it watching American sports over there? Because it's got to be like super late for you, like especially Monday Night Football. What is it? Because you're like 5 hours ahead of Eastern, so it's like,
oh geez, no way.
That's like one. So Monday Night Football starts at like 1:15 or 1:30 in the morning your time. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. It used to be a little bit easier to catch it when I was living closer to the office, but since we moved house, I've been doing an earlier schedule, so I've only really been able to catch NFL on Sunday and a bit of college football on Saturday. Major League Baseball, those games start earlier on the day, so those are much easier for me to catch when the season is underway. But yeah, hockey and basketball, oftentimes I just wake up and see what the result was.
So the Super Bowl then for you guys starts at like 11 something at night, right?
Yeah, that's right. We watched the Super Bowl together there last year, and I'm pretty sure I got like 4 hours of sleep or something.
It should be, at least over here in the States, it should be a national holiday to have that Monday off.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Listen, all they got to do is add another week, and if we can push it back to President's Day weekend, we'll be fine.
Yeah. Except for
everybody's off for that fucking holiday anyway.
Except for the pharmacies are open. So
you know what I mean. I know. The white collar workers.
Yeah, I probably will take a few half days off during the postseason, so I can watch the knockout games and then get a somewhat respectable amount of sleep for the next day.
J-Main likes some magic.
Okay. Don't burn your time until tournament time. Save it all for that.
Yeah, I'll probably take some time off for March Madness as well, because sports picks, that's obviously a very busy time of the year.
Oh yeah,
it's the only time I've ever seen European football on, but no picks issued on it, was March Madness last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, March Madness. There's a lot to bet on. A lot of money to be made, that especially that first weekend. So, how do you feel about the Cougars playing James Madison? I think we're a live dog today. I think we're a live dog, but I am 100% biased.
At least you say you're 100% biased. That's fine.
I just got to put it out there, I mean, I do have a Cougar helmet right behind me, so.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
It'd just be my luck. We'd win today and lose against the Bees again next week. Freaking suck. I hate them. What else? That was embarrassing. 5 turnovers down there in Corvallis.
Yeah, well, you can't win that way.
Nuggets and Kings are on a back to. Didn't they play yet? No, the Kings played the Thunder. Now they're going up to Denver. That line seems fishy. Nuggets are only laying 10.5 against the Kings, and the Nuggets are home. Be careful with that one. I'd wait to see who's sitting. That is interesting.
Yeah. It's probably too early to look at that.
Yeah, Detroit's on the road in Milwaukee, and they're laying 8.5. No Giannis, so I guess that line makes sense, but that is a big number.
Yeah, that is a big number.
Although Detroit is 13-2, so they're on a roll.
Yeah, this is true too.
Well, since I have you guys on, if you don't mind, you guys want to talk a little NFL?
I
do. Just give me 1 second to grab one more refill of the coffee, and I'll be right back.
All right, Jimmy, what are you looking at? I'm kind of I actually like the slate this week.
Me too.
A lot of people are saying they don't, but I think there's a lot of good value in here. I feel like I got a good grasp on the teams at this point in the season, and it's probably a sign that it's going to go completely south for me on Sunday, but we'll see. But what game are you eyeing, or do you feel most confident this week?
I suppose there are two that I'm looking at more so than the others. The Chiefs against the Colts. Chiefs are minus 3.5. I do see it as being really very plausible bounce back spot. Chiefs, they really need it for their season. They can't afford to mess around at the moment. And the Colts, from what I've seen of them, I don't think they're as good as their record suggests they'd be so far. So yeah, looking at the Chiefs for that one. And I'm also looking at the New York Jets to keep it within 13.5 points against the Ravens, because the Ravens, anytime I've seen them, like they've looked very much capable of winning the games they need to win, but they haven't been doing it in a very convincing fashion whenever I've watched them.
Yeah, I like your Jets pick more than the Chiefs one. The Chiefs one, I keep going back and forth on this game. Colts coming off a bye, and I agree with you. The Colts record is not they're not as good as their record. But there's too many people that are I not blaming you for this, but everyone talking about this is a must win for the Chiefs, and I hate piling on, especially Chiefs at home, which they're really good at home. But the one thing the Chiefs defense hasn't been doing of late is stopping the run. The one thing that the Colts do really well is run the ball, and they're one of the best teams at play action. And the Chiefs are not that great at stop and play action. If they establish the run game, and they obviously have the running back to do it and the lineman to do it against the Chiefs, the Colts could hang in this thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up winning this one. But what makes me nervous about it is I agree with you. The Colts are a little bit of a fugazi. They I don't think they're as good as their record is either. So I haven't officially bet one side or another, and I'm going back and forth, but I don't know, Grass Guy, what do you think about the Colts and Chiefs?
Well, part of me is a little biased because I want to see the fucking Chiefs not make the playoffs this year. So
Me too. I got an 8-1 ticket on it.
Me 3.
I know you do. I know you do. I expected the Colts to show up a little better in Pittsburgh. They didn't. But I still think there's a lot of talent on that team. And I think the one problem with the Chiefs is stopping the run. Mm-hmm. And I think if they can establish Jonathan Taylor, I think they can make it a nightmare scenario. I probably will stay away from the game. But what has the line moved at all? Is it still 3.5 or 4 or whatever it is?
I'm seeing 3.5. Let me check.
Yeah, I want to say they're begging you to take the Colts because of the 3.5 over the key number, but I don't know.
I just feel like the Chiefs don't have an offensive identity right now. I don't think it's kind of.
I also think Rice or Worthy is questionable.
I think I think you're right on that one. I can't remember which one.
So if you're going to miss another star receiver that just came back a couple weeks ago, that's going to hurt him too.
Yeah.
That is a good
Gardner to screw up and get a pass interference penalty and cost him the game.
Ooh, the Chiefs line over on Bet Online, which is usually a sharper book. It is now Chiefs -3, -122.
Oh. Yeah, I'm seeing that too. Let me see what I have in Pinnacle.
So it's basically saying Chiefs -3.25.
Right.
3.3.
The Pinnacle have the Chiefs -3.5 at 2.06 decimal, which would correspond to about 48.5 roughly. At the moment, I'm trying to troll the Chiefs -3.5 to 46 cent. So that's where I am right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs should win this one. They do need the game, obviously, but the Colts might be a bad matchup for them. We'll see.
Yeah, and by the way, the time when I'm averse to taking the Chiefs is after they've had a win or two. But I'm not really so hesitant about taking the Chiefs after they've lost, especially in the manner in which they lost to the Broncos.
Yeah, he is right about that. If you know anything about Andy Reid, they don't lose 2 in a row like that. So I think that would be the other thing that would keep me off the Colts. Jamie's got a good point there.
Patrick Mahomes has never lost 3 in a row in his career, and if he loses, it'll be 3 in a row.
Well, we already know he's not going to get to an AFC Championship game this year, so that streak's coming down to
Yeah.
All streaks.
Well, we were just talking about it yesterday.
And the Bills missing the playoffs.
All these never happened before things seem to happen. Josh Allen have never lost on Thursday Night Football. You know,
he got sacked 8 times.
Yeah.
Madness.
Dude, Will Anderson Jr. That guy's a freaking stud.
Yes.
For Houston.
Yeah.
I still am laughing at all the people.
Houston is about that fucking close to being a really good team.
Yeah, I am still laughing at the people that were bitching and complaining about the Texans trading away a first-round pick to draft Will Anderson at 3. And I'm like, dude, there's no one in the draft that they could get that's going to in next year's draft that can be anywhere close as good as this guy is.
No, definitely not.
Yeah,
definitely.
I do like your Jets pick though, Jamie. It's a gut feeling. I don't think the Ravens are getting margin on anyone right now, and the Jets are just kind of playing loose. You know,
they appear to have tightened up since the transfers.
What's that?
They appear to have tightened up since the transfers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
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 I said
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
Remember when they played the Browns? I said take the fucking Jets. I might put a 10-unit play on that because once they got
You
rid
did.
of those locker room cancers, they're going to come back together a little bit. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. I mean, they got a lot of young talent. It just no one's been able to make it click there. But
No.
the Ravens, I'm not impressed with the Ravens offense. I really am not.
Nope.
I think Lamar's still trying to get back on the groove. And I don't think Lamar is still comfortable running yet. So, which I know sounds crazy, but after that hamstring injury, he hasn't been using his legs as much. So
No, he hasn't.
and he
You're
shouldn't
right.
have to here against the Jets. But
I know.
13 and
This
a half
scares
is
me.
too much.
So this scares me like the Giants-Lions scares me because it can go the same way as that game. I think the Giants are going to get absolutely crushed because when you have an up-tempo, efficient offense like that, they don't stand a chance. And I'm afraid that if they can't stop Henry, that could be an ugly game. So that does deter me a little bit.
Yeah, but the Jets are a lot better at stopping the run than the Giants are. The Giants are like the second
Good
worst.
point.
In the league.
Good point. That's because their edge rushers are going past the pocket. So everything's wide open in the middle.
Yeah, I do. You know what? I do like the Lions. I mean, God, that number went from 10.5. Now it's 13. I do like the Lions.
17.
Yeah, I do like the Lions. I mean, Campbell.
I mean, that guy's not walking through the door anytime soon. So
No,
we're
he's
screwed.
not. Campbell is really good after a loss. I mean, in what is it, 12-0 against spread after a loss in his last 12. The Lions at home playing on their fast. I know, right? Playing on their fast turf. Everything is line up, and the Lions run the ball really, really well, and the Giants can't stop the run. So, I mean, everything is pointing towards the Lions in that one. But I do like the Giants to put up points. I think with Jameis, you've got a shot at I do like them to get to 20 points. I've been looking at the Giants team total over 19.5.
Yeah, I was asking. Yeah, I did put these points to Robert on stream last night about the run mismatch and all that, and his take was that this has already been factored into the line, and he said that the line at the moment is really, really high, whereas if the line were a bit lower, then maybe there would have been an edge.
I think at 10.5, it was a good spot to take the Lions. At 13, where it's at now, I obviously don't feel as great about it, but I understand why the market moved. 10.5 to 13 isn't like a crazy jump. You know, those 2.5 points aren't the same as moving from like 3.5 to.
They have the pro line set at 10.5.
Yeah. Buku says hammer the Browns today. Or you know what? I do think the Browns have a shot today. I really do. What do you guys think about the game about Shadur making his first start?
I don't know. I you can expect. Who knows? Anything is possible from this freaking dude. We know he has talent, but does he have the head to keep it together and actually be able to play on a dysfunctional team? That's the problem.
I would bet yes, we see a defensive touchdown in that game. On either side.
You're probably right.
On either side, you know.
On either side, yes.
Yeah, it could be a really ugly game. Maybe possibly a bit of edge on the alt lines due to the variability in how Sanders might play. Barnes did raise that there were some Vegas sharps that were looking at taking the Raiders, not because they're particularly keen on the Raiders, but because they're really not keen on Sanders.
Right.
And I understand that point. I'm rooting for the Browns to win because I want everyone to start glazing and loving on Shadur so then we can fade Shadur next week. You know what I mean? And the public's going to overreact if he gets a win here against the Raiders.
Who are they playing next week anyway?
Let's take a look. That's a good question.
Great question.
They are playing the home against the 49ers.
Oh, boy.
That one is tough because that is a bad spot for this San Francisco team.
Yes,
if it was in San Francisco, I would love the Niners, but we've seen this Cleveland defense at home, especially late in the season when the weather's a factor.
Yeah.
Completely different team. Niners want to run the ball, and Shanahan is not afraid to play in ugly, close games. That one,
No.
if the Niners win, I would be shocked if the Niners won by more than 3 points in that one.
Gonna have to watch the weather in that game too.
Yeah, although they do have CMC, that guy's a freak.
Yes,
and
he
next
is.
weekend would be Thanksgiving weekend. I remember someone bringing up over in Sports Picks that Thanksgiving weekend games can be a little bit funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true.
Yeah.
You know what I
They
really
are.
like this week, Will? Tell me. I love the Saints at home.
I'm on the opposite of you. Everyone's loving the Saints.
Really?
I like the Falcons.
What have you seen from the Falcons? You know what the Saints can do at home, and they're a mess at quarterback right now. I mean, what do you see from that?
Well, okay, this is how I view it. Rattler statistically was putting up better numbers than Shuck is, yet they're
Yes.
playing Shuck. I do think the
Yes.
Saints are in tank mode without being officially in tank mode. They're and I don't blame the Saints to try to see what they have from their second round pick. I mean,
Right.
they've got
right.
to, no, so I get that. But Shuck isn't like lighting anything up. I don't think Kirk Cousins is worse than Shuck. I'm not saying he's better, but I'm saying Kirk Cousins with a full week of practice, he's a veteran. We've seen a lot of these veteran guys. Maybe Kirk Cousins just doesn't have it anymore. I don't believe that because I think these NFL teams know more than us. Why would they keep him on their roster? Right? I know everyone will be like, well, they paid him $40 million. It doesn't matter. If they couldn't use him, if they thought he was terrible, he would have been cut, traded, whatever. So I do think, and as we talked about, the offensive line getting used switching in the middle of a game between a left-handed quarterback and a right-handed quarterback. So I think with a week of practice, Cousins having something to prove. So if we say the quarterbacks are equal, who has the better roster? And that is the Falcons by far.
Yes.
On both sides of the ball. So give me
Good
the team
point.
with the better roster. I think the Falcons are actually going to go on a little run here because remember, the Saints want to lose because they have their draft pick. The Falcons do not have their draft pick, so they have no reason to even think about tanking.
Right. Maybe the
The
under in
Rams.
this game then. It's a very low total.
What is it at?
40.5.
Yeah, I mean the Falcons statistically have a really
The
good
defense
pass.
for the Saints does show up.
Especially at home.
And when Cousins came in, it's not like he doesn't know this team. And when Penix went down, he didn't look good. He looked like shit. So I can't see how another week of practice is going to help him that much when he already knows the team. It's not like he just came to the team. He knows the playbook. You know what I mean?
It certainly isn't going to hurt them to have another week of practice, though. So
yeah, all right, that's true. I think if anything, I might look at the under.
He's a veteran. If he's smart, he uses Bijan, or the Falcons, if they're smart, they try to establish the run with Bijan. Although we've seen in the past, they, for some reason, tend not to do that. But I don't know. I like the Falcons in this spot. I think they're.
You got thoughts on this one, Jamie?
Yeah, actually, I brought it up there in the last couple of days that I'm never really that comfortable seeing the Saints as a favorite against anyone. I do understand they are decent at home, but it might even have been you, Will, who pointed out that the Saints have won whenever they've been favorites. I believe it was one of you anyway.
Yeah. If the books are favoring the Saints, they have to know something. That's just what they have to. It was the same thing when the Giants went down there earlier in the season. It's just that place is just, if you've ever been to the city and everything, it's just, even though they don't know a lot about football, they love their fucking Saints. And
I have been to New Orleans as it happens.
you
there.
have?
I was over
Okay.
there last year.
Yeah, it's a crazy football town, even though they don't know much about football. They love the Saints. That place goes crazy, and there's an energy in that stadium. It's almost like none other. It's crazy. Gets very loud there.
Yeah. How has the Saints' record been at home this year? Of course, they beat the Giants. I'm trying to see who else.
Yeah, I don't think that might be their only home win. I got to look at that. Let me see.
I was gonna say because it's the
Go ahead.
Giants. I mean, come on, of course you make the Saints favorite against the Giants at home. Duh.
Yeah, they got hammered by the Buccaneers. They lost to the Patriots, not by a million miles, but a loss nonetheless. And I think the rest of their games so far have been away games. So, so actually got a sample size of 3 so far this season for the Saints at home.
Kraska, I want to ask you. You were just talking about the Saints and them loving their team. Were they that passionate before Katrina for the Saints, or was Katrina
that definitely helped out a lot? That definitely helped out a lot.
Especially winning the Super Bowl after that and whatnot. And
yeah, because I was dating a girl at the time that was from there, and we moved to Baton Rouge in 2010 from Florida, and that was the year that the Saints won it. And you want to talk about a town that just came alive all of a sudden? Holy shit, it was crazy. Yeah, you had guys that could barely speak English. They were so southern and woodsy, and they're talking about the Saints. I'm like, you don't even know what you're talking about. They're out there like, yeah, we got that Super Bowl. I'm like, I'm sorry, was that English? You got what? What'd you do? But they all know about it. They all know about it.
So here's another reason why I'm looking at this Saints game, or the Falcons in the Saints game. The line opened. The look-ahead lines opened. Falcons were 2 to 2.5 point favorites. And then what happens? We get Kirk Cousins instead of Penix, and then London's not going to play. I don't think that's really a 4-point downgrade. So I think the market overreacted.
Especially moving to 0.
Yeah, just a week ago, the Falcons were favored on the road, which you got to remember, it's in division, so those lines are going to be a little bit tighter than normal. But they still were favored, and I don't think the downgrade of Penix to Cousins and then London being out is worth the full 4-point swing. So that's another reason why I think I'm getting value with the Falcons. I do love the Falcons in a teaser though. If you want to tease,
where are the Falcons going on offense if Bijan can't be effective?
I only very occasionally tease. Like generally speaking, I'm not afraid to tease through the bullshit numbers because it's taken into account anyway. And the great thing about the 3-leg teasers, and I believe that's why your approach with doing 3-leg teasers is so effective, is that any edge you have on any individual leg will compound. It's like a mini parlay.
Yeah, especially if
I
you
have no luck on teasers. None.
If you tease 2 games in the morning or in the early slots, I always make that third leg a standalone, so then I can have a chance to middle or take the other side of middle or hedge through a different way. That's what I love doing that. Let's see, Saints versus Falcons sounds like a good nap. You're not wrong. You like how they made all the second slate games all just shit, so they make everyone tune into the Eagles and the Cowboys.
So it wasn't just me who noticed that.
No,
I saw some absolutely putrid games there on the for us it would be the 9:15 slot, but East Coast that would be like late afternoon. I remember seeing some slate where like the Saints are playing and so are the Titans and
you got Saints, Falcons, Cardinals, Jags, Browns, Raiders, and then Eagles, Cowboys. The only reason why people will tune into any other game than the Eagles, Cowboys is to see how Shadur's doing with the Browns. Other than that, everyone's going to be watching Eagles, Cowboys.
I'm pretty sure that evening, like I had some friends who were down at the pub, and I wasn't quite sure if I was going to make it, but I saw those games unfolding, and I thought, all right, I'm off to the pub.
Yeah. Do you think? What do you guys think about the Seahawks getting margin on the Titans? I'm not afraid of the big number. I know it screams don't bet a 13.5 point favorite on the road, but that defense is so damn good, and the Titans cannot move the ball against a bad defense or against a good defense.
Well, Seattle lost a close one to Rams a couple weeks ago, right?
Last week, yeah.
And it was last week. Okay. So, and they are a great road team, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And Seattle's not afraid to just run it up on you, as we saw.
No, not. But when are the Titans going to have their stupid fucking game where they're going to just screw someone? Because we're getting to the later rounds in this season, and you know that shit happens.
I personally don't think it's this week.
It probably won't be. It's just that's what I worry about. You know what I mean?
The Titans could probably screw up. Maybe the Jags at the end of the season. They have them at home. That could be an ugly one. We talk about trends and we talk about breaking streaks. The Titans haven't covered a spread at home in like 2.5 years.
Oh God! Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Or maybe tease that one. That might be a teaser bet.
You know Titans, what? They were at home against the Texans there last week, and they covered that spread. They only lost by 3.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, so that was
Yes.
the first one they covered in 2.5 years. So then we got it. We already broke that streak. We're good. We don't have to worry about it. You're right.
What about
You're
it?
right.
What about a Seahawks Ravens teaser to bring those lines
Seahawks,
back down to a
Ravens?
touchdown?
Yeah, if you do a
that-
6.5 point, I usually don't. I don't scare away from those ones. It's like you'll hear a lot of people want to get it to 7 or below 7. I'm not afraid to tease into bad numbers, like teasing. Like if you teased a 14.5 down to 8.5, I wouldn't care.
Yeah, I wouldn't be afraid of that either. No, definitely not.
No. I know it's technically mathematically stupid way to do it, but if you followed the Wong teasers this year, you're not doing well. So I like to be a little unconventional in that way.
Yeah, I think the thing with Wong teasers is everyone their dog is doing it, so it's all been priced in.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Let's see. I'll give you some
know.
teaser legs I like. Let me just scan through. I liked Steelers up to 8.5. Tease Detroit down to 6.5.
I don't know if speaking of that Steelers game, I don't know if the Bears are going to win another game. If you look at who they got to play after this,
yeah, it's a tough.
They might start their slide now.
Yeah,
I think I like Pittsburgh. The 2.5 just is staring at me.
Yeah, I like.
I saw. Actually, sorry, go on about the Steelers.
No, I'm just saying I like them. You go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
I was watching the Bears against the Vikings there last weekend, and there was I remember seeing an interception being thrown, and one of the commentators highlighted that the Bears, one thing they've been really good at this season is getting the interceptions in.
Yes.
I haven't really followed that in, but all right. So Steelers with Aaron Rodgers, a quarterback of his experience, would you say that he would be one of the less susceptible ones to throwing interceptions against a team like the Bears?
Yeah. Yes, because one, Rodgers doesn't throw many interceptions anyways, and two, Rodgers owns the Bears. he makes it known. He taunts them. He his days in Green Bay, they maybe 1 or 2 times ever lost to Chicago.
Maybe. Yeah.
He likes to. Chicago hates Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
But yeah, no, Rodgers, I would say, would not be someone that throws it. But it's interesting what you're saying about turnovers in general. They are not. I've come to notice in the NFL, they're not. You can't if you have a really good season with positive turnover differential one season, it's not guaranteed the next season. No. But what I have noticed is in season, if you're a defense that's getting a lot of turnovers, it seems to just keep happening. It might not be for the full season. It might be an 8-week stretch or whatever. But if you're a team, for whatever reason, those turnovers are contagious, and you just keep winning the turnover battle each and every week. I can't explain why that happens. It just seems to be happening that way.
There's a luck factor with Chicago too. They have a very good luck factor where the ball just happens to bounce their way, or somehow where Williams will just 4th and 17 and he'll figure out a way to scramble for it or some shit. It's just they have a good luck factor, that team, and that's why they've won so many in a row.
Yeah,
I want to know.
I think
they're about done.
Yeah, I keep on seeing the numbers next to the Bears' name. They've won 8 games now, is it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at that and thinking to myself, 8 games, when did that happen? It kind of just creeped up overnight.
Yeah, exactly.
It does remind me a little bit about the way that the Vikings, they went in that lightning in the bottle run last year, and they were being hyped up to really challenge the Lions, who had a very similar strong run. And then it was just, when they met, it was just not even at all. And the Vikings, sure, they made it to the postseason, but their season just kind of fizzled out from there on in. The Bears give me a similar kind of a vibe here, if I'm being honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
What's crazy is that quarterback draft class over the last 8 weeks, Drake May, Caleb Williams, and Bo Nix have only lost 1 game combined. Isn't that crazy?
Damn.
Hey, you know what? We could see a nice generation like we had back when I was a kid, when you had Marino and Elway, and you know what I mean? You might start to see that now. We might have that quarterback competition coming soon, which is going to be nice.
Yeah, because we've kind of that might be the next one, because we have the Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar kind of group, right? And Allen. Yeah, that group. This might be the next the next wave of those guys coming in, which was kind of cool to see.
Yep.
I want to get you guys' opinion on the Vikings game, Vikings Packers. Why do I love the Vikings in this one?
Yeah, the Packers have been underwhelming lately. That's why.
Yep. Why is it
They have
6.5?
not looked
It shouldn't
good.
be 6.5. It should not be 6.5. Why is it?
That's way too many. You're right.
You're
right. Well, how's the health of what's his name? The running back for the Vikings. He's okay now. Is he's good?
Aaron Jones is
Or
good.
is he not playing?
I think the Packers are going to be without Josh Jacobs. So they're out crap.
Could be.
They're potentially being out Josh Jacobs.
Ooh,
Where the hell is this offense going to come from?
Yeah. Why is the line that high?
It's not like, and Brian Flores, could scheme up a good defensive plan. He knows this Packers team. Why is I don't know, dude. I put together a new tooth parlay last night, by the way.
Oh,
all right. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
It's to win $5,600.
I'd be doing the same shit if I were you, Will. I'm just letting you know that. I would
to
be trying to win that money. I ain't trying to out of pocket that shit.
It's that free money I won from my contest the other week, going 5-0 last week, and so it's free. So I said, screw it. It's Browns plus 4. Falcon. You're gonna hate this, but I like it. Browns plus 4. Falcons money line. Seahawks minus 13. Vikings money line. Detroit money line. I threw that in there just for the hell of it. And then the Steelers plus 2.5.
Wow. What is that getting you?
not bad.
100 to win 5,600. Almost 5,700.
Damn.
Yeah,
So
that'll
with that line
get you a
moving
whole
out,
new
you still
mouth
wanna
to
take
tease
the Vikings?
Yeah, I still like the Vikings. I think they're going to win outright. Now, listen, for those of you listening, I don't normally throw away and waste $100 parlay. All right, I did it because it was basically free, and I said screw it. Why not?
I would have done.
Don't go out there and just think. Don't go be betting $100 parlays, people. Okay, don't do it. It's not smart.
No, it's not.
Yeah, like this game does instinctively feel like the kind that will go under with the attacks involved, but the line already is pretty low. It's what, like 40 or something, 41?
I think so.
Also, what's the narrative on JJ McCarthy right now? That guy stinks, right? That's the narrative everyone's saying. Everyone's walking around saying
JJ McCarthy to begin with.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. But right now, everyone's walking around saying JJ McCarthy.
This guy sucks. Holy hell.
That's the narrative, and I love in professional sports. This is a time to buy low. No matter, even if I don't think JJ McCarthy is going to be a good quarterback, but it is a buy low moment on the Vikings.
The reason why he looked so good at Michigan is because they had such a heavy, dominating run game that they could live off the play action. That's the only reason why he looked good in college. He's not going to be a good professional quarterback unless he's on a team where they just got a double threat and can run the fuck out of the ball. He's not going to be that effective as a pocket passer.
I heard someone said that the Vikings need to hire Connor Stallions. You know who that is?
No.
Connor Stallions was the guy that was stealing signs and whatnot for Michigan.
Oh, that's right. I forgot his name. That's right.
Yeah, unfortunately, going to have to drop in a few minutes.
We can wrap up here.
Bundesliga starting soon.
Yeah,
no problem.
Yeah, no, I would. Thank you. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. This has been fun. I swear, 2 hours just flies right by. Let me check real quick. Make sure there's not another game that we're missing. That's
Listen, I got no problem doing Saturdays if cricket wants to cut out and sleep. I got no problem. With that.
I'll take you up on that. It's a lot better having someone with me.
I know. Well, that's how me and cricket got started. Mm-hmm. I was listening to a show one day, and he's like, "Man, it ain't easy talking to a camera." And I'm like, "You know what, dude? I'm not great at this, but I'll come on and talk with you. We'll talk some sports." And that's how it started. Mm-hmm. So,
I will say it does make you a better streamer. So, like when Crick and I were on a that little break over the summer, it did feel good to go solo and try to be like, hey, I can still do this and practice on some things. Because it's tough going solo compared to having.
I'm sure it is,
but
I'm sure it is.
I still got it. I think still got it. But I appreciate you guys coming in, hanging out with me today.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
James, a pleasure, man. We got to do this again, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. In my wildest dreams, I don't think I could. I would have ever thought someone from Ireland would be tune into the show, but let alone hopping in, hanging out here, and talking football with us, and
Right.
and all
And
that
knows
stuff.
what he's fucking talking about, too. That's great.
Yeah,
He knows a lot
I
about
mailed,
these players and everything for not being able to catch most of the games. That's for sure.
when I mailed that magazine to you, I was trying to explain to my 5-year-old where the hell we were shipping it to. I'm like, over
How
the
did that
big
go?
pond. He's like, so like across that lake over there? And I'm like, no, dude, we're the big one, like other side of the world. He wasn't understanding it.
Whip out the globe.
Yeah, he's like,
There you go.
oh, yeah. Anyways, chat. Thanks for hanging out, Buku. Thank you for the Rumble rant. That was greatly appreciated. Thank you, everyone, for 25,000 followers. We're a
Yeah, it's
quarter
a
of the
good
way
thing,
to my
man.
wife coming on and doing a show. She said if I ever hit 100,000, she'll come on and do a show with us.
That's right. She did.
Yeah, I don't know if that's. I know you guys will enjoy it. I don't know if I will actually enjoy that now that I think about it, but it'll be silly. I know that when we get there. But you guys have a good rest of your
Does she
Saturday.
pay
I
attention to
will.
sports at all?
What's up?
What's that?
Is she a sports fan at all, your wife?
Oh yeah, she loves sports. She
Okay.
loves
Well,
going.
you never mentioned it, so I didn't know, you know?
Well, I mean, she doesn't love it as much as I do, but she like loves going
course.
to games and stuff like that and whatnot. But she's a little busy to keep up on sports.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. No, I couldn't imagine if she didn't like sports. That would be weird. Who would I talk to? Who would I yell at or yell at about my picks and whatnot and stuff like that?
Of course.
It was a sad day. Sad day when Tom Brady. She hates Tom Brady too, so she would love it.
Yes. She's my new favorite person.
Yeah, she gives me more shit than any of you guys do about Tom Brady. She's a Seahawks fan though, so I get to hold that Super Bowl over her.
That is awesome.
Anyways, you guys have a good rest of your day. Gentlemen, thank you for
right.
joining me. This was fun. We'll have to do it again here very soon. Tomorrow, like I said, this afternoon, planning on going live, but something can pop up, of course. But I got to do some Rumble Premium hours.
You have a roundabout time for that?
Nap time, so 12:30 Pacific.
Okay.
You want to come on?
I'll be looking for it. Sure.
Okay.
I'll just be sitting here watching the games. It's fucking raining. I'm gonna be I'll be sitting here playing around with lines and shit. So if you want me to come on, shoot me a link for sure.
We'll do. Yeah, it's just gonna be Rumble Premium. We'll just dick around and look at some things. Who knows? We'll just hang out, talk about the games that are going on and bets that we're sweating.
Yeah. Maybe we can find some Kelsey spots while we're in there.
Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. And then tomorrow, the Wise Guy Roundtable, that's gonna be a freaking blast. I look forward to that every single Sunday. That's good. What time is that? It's the same time, like 12:30 your time, Jamie, is usually when that starts, right?
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's actually good. I wish I could sleep in and start the show at 12:30. That'd be cool. Anyways, guys, you guys chat. You guys have a good day. Shout out to Miss Leslie, Megatron, Buku. I see you guys all in there. Mini Ball, Folsom, Mighty Megatron. You guys have a good rest of your day. Catch you guys later. And if not later, we'll catch you tomorrow morning bright and early. But until then, let's see if we can do it.
Good luck.
Good gambling.
And game on.